Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
Hey.
and back from a long layoff is Travis Angeles.
Hello.
Travis has been gone because he had a baby. Not him physically. They had a baby, so congratulations.
Thank you. I did none of the work except like 9 months ago, maybe for about 2 minutes, and then everything else has been my wife the whole time.
I had a train of thought and it just fucking slipped my mind. Luckily, I can cut these things. I lost my train of thought. I gave Travis the... Fuck, man, I am just not on the ball today. I gave Travis the option to pick what he wanted to talk about today, and he hasn't seen Logan, so we can't get his views on that. So I told him he could pick whatever, and he picked what we're going to coin as horrible history. Brian and I were made to look stupid by Corey. That wasn't last week before. The last one was Extremity and Logan. So I wrote some questions this week as well. Corey wrote some questions, and Travis hasn't written anything.
No,
so
that's great.
He will be made to look a fool as well. The ones I wrote are difficult, but they're things you would have heard at some point. You will know them once I say the answers, if you don't know them.
I hope.
So, do you want to go first, Corey? Or would you like me to go first this time?
Alternate, you can go ahead.
Okay.
That was one of your hard ones.
Hard ones? I mean,
Yeah,
they're not,
all yours are going to be hard.
they're not all hard. Do you want to go first, Corey? You didn't answer any questions last week, so
Yeah.
let's give you one. All right?
Okay.
All right. Really just going right into this with no... we'll talk about something else afterwards, because it's not going to take a whole hour.
No.
Who became president after Lincoln and Kennedy were assassinated and Nixon was impeached?
Are you going to give me a fake history? or
No,
fiction?
this is a real question first. Or do you want the fake one that goes along with it?
Which one's the harder one? I don't know. All right, so...
I'll give you the... I'll give you the other one and see if you can answer it. Who was the president when aliens invaded Earth and the U.S. flew into space and nuked their mothership?
Thomas Whitmore.
Holy
Whitman.
shit, you know his... I was just going to go say the actor's name was okay. Do you know the actor?
Bill Pullman?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Would you have known the president's name?
I didn't know the president's actual movie name. It would have been Bill Pullman.
Holy shit, Corey! I didn't even know you knew. Yeah, Thomas Whitmore.
And then wasn't the other one Gerald Ford?
Gerald Ford became president when Nixon was impeached.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the people who became president when Kennedy?
Lyndon B. Johnson?
Yes.
And for Lincoln, I don't even know if I would know the name, to be honest. Is there any hint, like your first name maybe? I don't maybe recall the last name?
As I'm writing these, in my whole head, I had Ulysses S. Grant stuck in my head, but he was the next elected president.
Okay.
So Andrew Johnson was the person who became president when... I
don't know if I would know that.
Interesting fact I read when I was doing these. Gerald Ford is the only president that was never elected as president or vice president. Because Nixon's vice president had resigned 8 months prior.
Oh, it's funny. I know that.
Yeah.
What an impeccable rise to the top.
Right?
I just do nothing, and
Yeah.
nobody really remembers him. He didn't really do anything fantastic.
I saw these pictures today.
All I did was pardon his boss.
The Chive put out these pictures, and it said eerie pictures, and it said, like, one of them was, hey, this kid's picture was taken at a party. He had murdered his parents in their bedroom right before this is him having a party in his house. One of them was some high-ranking politician or FBI person or something on Air Force One after Ford became president. Not Ford, when Johnson became president.
Okay.
Gave him a wink and a smile, and it was like a picture, and they're like, of course it wasn't like, hey, we just killed someone. It was just like, you're the president now, but it just looks a little sinister.
Yeah.
And it was
You're next.
one of the pictures was this it was a Nazi, and he had just found out that the person taking his picture was Jewish, and you could see the fucking hatred in his eyes. It was like it was something else.
Say Jewish.
So, on the Lyndon Johnson note, there was an HBO movie that I forget the name of now, but it had Bryan Cranston playing Lyndon
I heard
Johnson.
it was really good.
It was fantastic, and it was really interesting is because Lyndon Johnson was very much the old Texas boy, and everybody just disliked him for that because he was just not refined in any specific way. And like there were certain scenes where he's on the toilet taking a crap, and like his chief of staff comes in, and he's like, "So what are you talking about?" Okay, and you're just like, "What is going on? Like, who does that?" Like, that is so strange. I thought that was interesting.
I've heard some things that he would do that to psych people out.
Yeah.
He'd shit in front of them and reveal his genitals all the time.
Yeah, I've heard the genitals thing.
Yeah.
That's go for it, Corey. Make me look stupid.
You want the first question, or was Travis?
Travis can have the first question.
Okay. Slightly hard, maybe fictional question. Mm-hmm. Jack Sparrow used his magical compass to sail the Interceptor to what island? That's the only way he can get to this island. It's some First Pirates. If you'd seen First Pirates anytime in the last few years,
I have.
Helped.
I've watched it with Parker.
God, the only thing that keeps coming to mind is Tortuga.
No,
that's
he does sail there in the Interceptor.
Yeah.
But he gets a crew
I just
there.
popped my knuckles. That was the popping noise. It wasn't. But
Isla Muerta? No.
Isla de Muerta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Look at that. Just like back of the brain comes forward.
See, but with this podcast being about pop culture and nerdy stuff, you're supposed to know those.
Some of these ones are slightly hard, like nerdy ones.
Okay. I haven't seen Pirates in a long, long time.
Now, island-wise, Easter Island is closest to which continent?
South America?
I'll say final answer, just because there's only 7. Final?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to step in if you got it wrong.
What do you think it is right now?
I don't know, but I want to find out if he's wrong so I can eliminate one.
He's right.
Okay.
So you obviously didn't think it was right?
No, I didn't know. I wanted to take a shot at it if he was wrong and eliminate one. So
what would have been your second guess?
I don't know.
You want to do one of yours?
Sure. Oh, I gotta go to my next page. I only have 5. I didn't go crazy.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Probably.
Okay. If you were to travel from... Okay, and before I pronounce this, I apologize for my pronunciation because I don't know how to pronounce every single country in Africa.
Okay.
So... Unless you pronounce Niger right.
Niger. If you were to travel from Angola to Congo, let me step back a second. Do you guys want me to ask the fake one first? Or
if it's easier, especially, yeah. That's how I've been doing.
That's
but
more up to the Angola Congo
okay.
question.
How do you get to Neverland, Corey?
Did I answer yours now?
Yeah, he just answered one.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so...
Well, it doesn't matter.
Second star on the right, straight on until morning?
Okay, that is correct.
Okay.
I didn't look it up to make sure, but I think we're all fairly certain that that's...
Sounds
okay,
right.
If you were to travel from Angola to Congo, what direction would you be traveling? There's only 4 answers.
Yeah. I will say you were traveling east.
North.
Down.
It is one sliver country in between the two, and it's north on the map.
Are they both on like the Ivory Coast area?
They are towards the left of
west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left. They're towards
the west.
Yeah.
They're towards the left.
They're towards the west. I was looking at a map when I was doing this. So go ahead, Corey.
So who do I ask now? You?
Yeah,
Robert.
Sure. I hate answering these because I am such a fucking idiot when it comes to just general knowledge.
Okay. In Inglourious Bastards, Operation Kino was the mission to eliminate the German High Command setup. Can you name one bastard from the movie?
The Bear Jew?
I guess that'll count, yeah.
I mean, I could...
Do you have any more?
He's the only one I can think of right now. I mean, I could say Brad Pitt or... I mean, I don't know their names in the movies, but I could probably name a few more.
I was hoping. I figured you'd just get Brad Pitt. It was,
Eli Roth was in it.
Lieutenant Rain. Aldo Rain.
The
Apache. Okay.
Probably one of his best roles ever.
That was pretty good. They have a Netflix bought a movie of his for like $60 million or something. They bought that Will Smith one for $90 million.
Really? pumping it up.
So going on that part, because I see all these trailers for new upcoming Netflix films coming out, and I'm kind of stoked. I'm like, either Netflix just got this huge budget and started recruiting all these people, or are these just movies that just lost their way and never got to the light of day through the studio system?
I think they're movies that didn't have a distributor, because people will bid on movies on to put them out in certain areas, I believe. I mean, I don't know how the movie business works, but I'm just thinking that the movie got kind of... They're not A movies, maybe, and they're getting pushed around to say, who wants to put this in theaters? Who wants to do this? And that's my guess. I mean, it's neat that they're doing that. I don't... From everything I've heard, Netflix doesn't make money.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't charge a whole lot
No.
per user content.
Have you watched all the Marvel series
No.
on Netflix? You haven't watched any of them?
No.
Oh.
Is that like, are you
Travis.
talking like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No,
or-
like Daredevil.
Oh,
or
yeah. No. I
Jessica
watched
Jones?
Jessica Jones, Daredevil, both seasons.
Luke
Luke
Cage?
Cage, 3/4 of it. And, Mahershala Ali was, like, not my favorite villain.
He was my favorite part of the show until...
And Luke Cage, I'm just kind of like, I get it, your wife, I mean... I'm really excited for Iron Fist
It's
coming out
supposed
next
to be
week.
terrible.
Really?
That's what he wants to bring up.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's supposed to be awful. They said it's the first of like Marvel series to really stumble on Netflix. Where I thought the first half of Luke Cage was entertaining, and the second half I didn't really like. Corey, I think, is along the same lines, but this is supposed to be like bad. Like multiple reviews have said it's terrible.
Well, this is like the most... the Iron Fist is the most like power-driven of them all. Like everybody else... it has these abilities, but this is like the most mystical of all the characters.
like the Doctor Strange to the rest of the...
Yeah, totally. And so, you lose your grip on reality a little bit, in when all that takes place. And so I think that's what made Jessica Jones so great to me is...
David Tennant is what made Jessica Jones so
Yes.
great. Like the character, she's fine too. I wasn't too keen
Barty
on her
Crouch
sidekick.
Jr..
Yeah, he was really good. He Daredevil's my favorite show out of those, but he's the best villain on any of the shows.
And are they doing Punisher solo?
Yeah. D'Onofrio is pretty good as Kingpin, though. I like him as well.
Yeah, but he was no...
He was no David Tennant. He was no Purple Man, or whatever his actual thing is in the
His power is fantastic. Just to, get you to do whatever you want to do.
I felt bad for those kids. He put them in the closet, and when they went to that person's apartment. No.
Just tell your kids, go to your room. Lock the
They
door.
go to their room now.
Oh, okay.
Well, Parker does. Oliver, it's hit or miss.
So you knew Operation Kino. Operation Overlord in World War II was the Allied invasion of Normandy. Can you name one of the beachheads besides Omaha?
No.
There were like 5 beachheads assaulted.
I would try to think of if they said anything in Saving Private Ryan.
That's Omaha Beach. That's the most famous.
But they would, I'm assuming that at some point they might have said something else. But
Maybe.
my history on World War II, and on a lot of things, I haven't, really watched or read anything since high school.
Then For the Steel?
No clue. Omaha is the only one, unless we're going other cities in Nebraska.
No. So, don't ring a bell? Idaho, Juneau, Gold Beach.
Wow, those are horrible names.
That doesn't even ring a bell.
Because they're all French names.
Okay.
But, which one? It was Call of Duty 2, one of the ones, the first one for Xbox. You did another beach, but you had to climb up a cliff.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's, I think that's Idaho or Utah. One of them.
Huh.
Can't remember.
That's
Yeah.
news to me.
There's a bunch of different beachheads.
It doesn't even sound familiar. That's what's bad. It doesn't even ring a bell anywhere.
Have you guys seen that show on History Channel called Hunting Hitler?
Sounds familiar.
Only because my family watches or has watched it.
Okay, so I get that there's entertainment involved in these shows, kind of like this something, The Curse of Oak Island or whatever. I hear people. So Hunting Hitler just totally fascinated me because they find these clues and they send all these retired CIA
He's
guys.
still alive type of thing?
Not
He
he's still
was.
alive, but that he didn't die in the bunker in Germany in 1940 whatever. He actually made it on a plane to a U-boat from Spain to Argentina and was rebuilding the Fourth Reich or the Fourth, and then they have all these clues and all this Nazi paraphernalia and you get this Bavarian village in the middle of nowhere, Argentina in the mountains. It's just what is going on? And people with first-hand accounts saying they're now, this person is 90, but she was 5 when or something when Martin Bormann, Hitler's second in command, would come into town, and it was so crazy. You're just like, what is going on? And they just finished their second season a couple weeks ago, and
Got multiple seasons?
yeah,
Is this like the mermaid thing that Danny was talking about?
probably.
A little more believable, but
Yeah.
Danny swore, and he said he was joking, but he swore there were mermaids. That show, did you ever see that?
I the first time I saw that, I'm like, no way. I was like, anything's possible.
But then you saw the dolphins helping the fishermen fish in the waves and stuff, and it was like, I'm still like, fucking mermaids.
And how like an ape just got like stuck on a rock. It's like, I'm going to evolve right now to swim in the underwater. It's cool.
Is it my turn?
since I have more, I can.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is really easy. You've seen Watchmen?
Yeah.
Okay. Ozymandias kept a book of Ramesses II, which inspired Night Owl to guess his password to his computer, which was what?
Pharaoh?
Correct. Pharaohs, I think. But either way.
Fair enough.
And then the easy, real history. Pharaohs were written about in Egyptian writings called...
Hieroglyphs?
Yes.
Sweet.
I would have got that as well.
Yeah.
Just for everybody listening, I would have got that as well.
Sure. If you guessed wrong, you would have had another guess.
You want me to? Who am I asking one to?
I don't know. I answered your last one, so if that helps.
Okay, then you're gonna answer two in a row. These are easy.
Okay.
Okay. Like I genuinely knew these ones.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
These are okay. Who invented time travel, and what happened to help him invent it? Since time travel is not real,
Right.
this will be the pop culture one.
Doctor Who?
You see, yeah. You didn't say what franchise. So.
But does any of us know Doctor Who well enough to know if he? I don't think he invented time travel.
You go like
This person invented time travel.
the time machine guy. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I have no idea.
In Back to the Future, who invented time travel and how did he invent it?
Doc
Doc
Brown.
Okay, I'll take that.
Or Christopher Lloyd, one of the two.
Do you know what happened to him? How he invented it? How he invented the flux capacitor?
No.
Do you?
He fell and hit his head on his toilet.
While doing what? It all wraps in a big circle.
He was doing something. He was trying to reach something, wasn't he?
He was hanging a clock.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he had the vision of the what you call it, flux capacitor.
Yes. And it worked. Obviously. One of the best franchises.
It took a long time, 30 years.
Okay, here you go. Who wrote The Time Machine? The novel.
No idea.
George Orwell?
No.
Damn.
I'll let you take another guess.
See, that's an old school one. I think I'll know it when I hear it, but I'm not sure. Any first name?
I can't give you the first name because it's letters like
Like H.P. Lovecraft type?
yeah, it's
I don't know.
Is it L. Ron Hubbard?
No.
it is H.G. Wells.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my head, I was thinking Jules Verne. I couldn't get Jules Verne out of my head.
He wrote the 20,000
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Go ahead, Corey, because I got actually, I like these ones.
Oh.
No, I only have two left, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Who?
I'll take it. He just
According to young Anakin Skywalker,
he's a person.
where do angels come from?
Deep space.
No, he hears the Deep Space Pirates talk about him.
Angels on that stupid kid. I'm gonna get both of them wrong this time. They come from blank, I think. Does it start with a Y?
I don't think so.
They come from Travis. You know what?
I just think Metachlorians. That's all I.
What is it?
The moons of Viego, I think.
There you go. See?
I thought he said Viego.
Oh, I thought. Is it? Well, whatever.
Either way.
That sounds. I got it wrong.
That kid was such a bad actor.
Yeah, it was bad. It's ruined his life.
Yeah, it has. Robert, when does a blood moon occur? The phenomenon known as a blood moon.
Does it have to do with Mars?
I don't know if I should say.
I really don't know. I I know I've seen it because it fucking comes up on Yahoo or whatever every time there's a fucking anything that has to do with planets or the moon.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to do with some sort of positioning of the moon and the sun and Mars, but I couldn't give you specifics. I really don't know.
It's a lunar eclipse.
Okay.
I don't think Mars had anything to do with
No,
it.
I just hear blood moon and it makes me think of Mars because
Yeah.
Mars. Did you know that?
No, I was just going for once every 28 days kind of a thing.
Okay.
That's every time it's a full moon, right?
No, I was talking about menstrual cycles.
Oh,
I
nice.
always immediately think of period.
Blood, boon, 28 days cycle. Okay.
I don't feel as stupid this week as not being able to piece some other shit together last time we did this.
Yeah. Travis, can you name 3 weaknesses vampires have?
Okay, so that well, I mean, it is easy, but that varies according to whoever, whatever series you're looking at. So, like, it could be garlic, silver, and crosses.
Silver? Maybe
Silver's
Or
werewolves.
holy water.
Okay.
Sunlight.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Wooden stakes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say is a weakness, yeah.
It's something that's
The
the only way to
ultimate,
kill
yeah.
him. Yeah.
My weakness is a sword cutting my head off.
That's Twilight?
Well, no, just in general.
I mean, if a sword cuts your head off, I mean,
That's
that's...
Highlanders.
There can be only one.
Yeah, they're rebooting that. It's the guy that did John Wick, I think.
Oh, nice.
Did you see the second one?
No, I
Have you
want
seen the
to.
first one?
Yes, but I can only watch it every so sparingly because that damn dog makes me cry every single time.
I like the second one better than the first one.
Okay.
It was really good. Really good.
Transylvania can be found in what present-day country?
Romania?
That's correct.
Nice.
Would you have guessed that, Robert?
I would have gotten to it, yes.
You've gone to it.
Yeah, well, I talk things out. I don't always just answer right away because...
So far, you knew all of Travis's answer you got right. But
Yeah, it's because you're alternating with me with the fucking space
I'll
shit.
give you the easy one.
Wait. So,
I'll give you the easy one right now.
I don't like when you preface that it's easy because then when I don't get it, I feel even dumber.
We think alike. Doc's time-traveling DeLorean needs how much energy to work?
1.21 gigawatts?
Yes. How many watts are in a gigawatt?
I have no idea.
Work it out. You'll work it out.
36.
What?
I don't know. How many is it?
Steel?
No.
I have no idea.
A billion.
Okay.
Like a gigabyte.
Cool. I didn't know that at all. Did you know that before you looked it up?
I would have.
You would have gotten to it?
I would have said like 100,000 or a million. I know a billion. That's actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
They go mega, giga. It's all. So.
I was going to come up with some muscle CrossFit ones
Oh, okay.
and just to make fun of you, but
Just so he scored the most points.
you got into better shape. This is stupid.
You saved your life. Now hate it.
You need to get into it.
I can't fucking see.
That's why you need to do CrossFit so you can start.
Oh, I
seeing.
thought you meant into this.
No.
No.
I can't
I mean,
see.
CrossFit.
You could put your glasses on.
I only have 2 more. Who wants to go? Corey?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Ask away.
What spell heals bones in Harry Potter?
Oh.
Not grows them back, which is too easy.
This is a spell that Nimrod teacher tried to cast.
Yes, he's just a shitty wizard.
I won't even be able to recall it.
I will give you half a point. We're not even scoring. I will give you half a point if you can remember what regrows bones.
No.
Travis?
Skelegro.
It's Skelegro.
Nice. Do you know the spell?
No, but I know the horrible Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and he
Gilderoy?
loses. Yes.
Gilderoy Lockhart?
Yeah.
It is Brachium Amendo.
Nice.
Okay. If you broke your maxilla, what did you break? This is a real life question.
My knee.
No clue.
No clue?
I just guessed.
Your maxilla, well, would you know mandible if I said mandible?
Jaw.
Yeah, your lower jaw.
The maxilla is your upper jaw.
Oh.
Well.
Do you only do that if you get curbed or something?
Dude,
how
I
do
saw,
you-
I looked it up to say, because I was looking at bones, and I'm like, okay, what's an obscure bone that people break? You know, the orbital bone, you guys would have known what it was. There's a bone that's the size of a fingernail that's on the inside of your eye. I can't remember. And I was like, that's way too obscure. And there was all kinds of other things, and I'm like, maxilla. And I looked at it, and I was like, all right, that seems all right. So I looked it up. there were some people with some fucked up faces with broken. Like it basically means you just got the shit beat out of you,
Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't just fall down and break your upper jawbone.
Golly.
I wonder if I have it on here.
That's horrible.
It's pretty bad.
All right, Robert, we'll give you an easy one again.
Okay.
And then we'll give Travis a hard one. Robert, the elves held what percentage of the magical rings forged by Sauron, including the One Ring?
Including the One Ring?
Yeah, what percentage of...
You're gonna make me do math.
You have scratch paper?
No.
Basically, you didn't know the opening intro to Lord of the Rings. How many rings everybody got?
Pen?
Oh, it's somewhere. You think Travis would know this? Should I have asked him? No. See, you were actually going to get it.
No, I don't think I'm going to.
I have an idea of how, like, I'm going back and forth between two numbers as far as how many rings, including the One Ring there are, and then the percentage of that, you know.
Yeah, how many of the elves are, so...
Was there 18 rings?
I don't know if I should say.
See, I don't want to reveal how terrible I am at math. I don't know how to find percentages. If
You could take 3 and divide it by that...
6%?
Or 18 divided by that number.
Were there 18 rings?
Were there 18 rings?
Well, I didn't write it out, but 9 for men,
Okay.
7 for dwarfs,
Oh, I got it wrong. I thought there was 5 for dwarves, so no, I would have been off.
and
3 for elves.
3 for elves, 1 for dark. Either way, I got 15%.
Okay. So I would have been off because I didn't know the dwarves, how many rings the dwarves had. I thought it was 5. I guess you're right.
So that makes 20 rings total?
Yeah.
Way off. I was going like 6 total rings.
Yeah, I would have been.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I'm just thinking like each category got a ring, each subsection.
Like the 9 ring race?
Well, they're 9 ring race. It was each a
Yeah.
king given a ring that was
3 for
turned.
the elves, wisest and fairest amongst beings.
Although Galadriel always looked kind of like she was suspect to wanting too much power to me.
Yeah, I mean, she freaked out a couple
Yeah.
times.
In the forest, she couldn't handle
But
it.
then
Yeah.
she, was like,
She
nah,
said, "I'll
dog."
disappear."
She's
to the
like, nah,
west.
dog, I'm out of here.
No,
But then
nah,
she
dog.
always like she faints and like she has all this power, but if she used like that's what I don't get sometimes with these creatures, you know, and they create like I have all this power, but if I use it, then I'm so depleted and like how do you even exist in that?
I think that's the kind of world where this is like a couple thousand years after magical creatures have started to exit and that their power is dwindling, so it's like time to get the fuck out, and they're just some of the last creatures that are lingering. So I haven't read any of his novels, but that's the feeling I get, is that it's slowly turning into a world of no magic, kind of, and so that's why their power exists only in like their lands, kind of
Gotcha.
shit going on. But okay, Robert,
It's fucking hot.
thank
Not
you.
the rings. Cock rings.
That is fucking hot.
We won't go into that.
That's what she said.
Robert, if you ordered a $20 meal that had a 10% tax added to it,
No, I'm not doing math. I'm not. There's no way. There's no way.
you paid a 20% tip. How much
No,
of that came from
I'm not doing math on here because
Yeah,
I could probably
okay.
write it down, but I'm not going to do it. No, you can take it.
Was that $4 extra?
So, it was like,
Like $24 total?
yeah, if you had a $20 meal, you paid $10 tax, 10% tax, and then you paid a 20% tip.
Oh, well, 20%. That's like the extra. That's $4 tip.
And then how much of that came from the added tax?
Oh my god. Never mind.
I am embarrassingly bad at math.
I'll make it easy. So how much of a tax was added to that?
10%. So
Of 20%?
it's-
Of $20?
10% of $20 is $2.
I got
if you
that
paid,
far.
what's 20% of $2?
20% of $2.
That's how much you paid tip from the tax.
20% of $2 would be 40 cents.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
That's my math question.
I don't ever give me word problems in this podcast
You
again.
don't want prepositions. You don't want...
If it has to do with
Any
English
SAT
or
question.
math or any sort of anything that requires actual brain abilities, you probably shouldn't ask
A
me.
train leaves the station at 5:40, going X amount of miles per hour.
I have one question left.
Ask it. Oh, this is Travis's, I think.
It's very, very specific.
Okay.
I'll help you.
Name all 4 members of the Flintstones.
Okay. Yeah. Fred, Barney.
No.
Oh, of the Flintstones, the family.
That's
Fred, Wilma, Bam Bam, Pebbles.
Bam Bam was Barney's son.
Dino and Pebbles.
Okay. All right. So yes. All right.
I love Hanna-Barbera, man.
Yeah.
my
It's
jam.
good stuff.
Yogi Bear.
What
Boo
species?
boo.
What species or subspecies of archaic humans in the genus Homo went extinct around 40,000 years ago?
That's easy.
Cro-Magnon man? No, Homo. So we're Homo sapiens.
A lot of homos. So
So many.
so
So
just don't even think of the homo part.
I
Just
was
think
gonna
of
go Cro-Magnon man.
just think of it. You want to try?
If you say Cro-Magnon, I'll say Homo erectus.
Just drop the homo thing and just think of a subspecies.
Bro, that's not PC. We're not dropping any
Drop
homo
the
issue.
homo thing. Drop.
Are you Trump now?
dropping a homo, all right?
I'm very pro everything that's equal. We're not going here.
You got a Homo erectus right now.
If you drop the preface of those 4 letters, just think of a species of human that has gone extinct. Because obviously Homo sapiens is not.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to take one more guess? You're both wrong.
Okay.
You've heard the name. Once I say it, you'll have heard this specific reference towards past humans before. Or not humans, but past...
I don't. Homo erectus and Cro-Magnon are the only 2 that I could have ever come up with.
What letters does it start with? I'm just curious. My brain's not
It
thinking.
starts with H. It starts with Homo. Are we dropping that? It starts with an N.
Neanderthal.
Yes.
Oh.
It is Homo
Right here.
neanderthalensis.
I wouldn't have thought about it without the N.
Or Neanderthals. So, I mean, I'm trying to
Yeah.
lead you guys.
No,
It's-
that's fine. It's not.
It wasn't that difficult.
You made it sound difficult.
Yes, it's because I took it right off of a science page.
Okay, let's power through.
Power through. We're only at 30 minutes. We can talk about other
It's
stuff.
like last 4 questions.
Okay.
Okay. Oh shit! I'll save the Wolverine question for Robert.
He dies.
I expected as
What
much.
was
he
Wes-
loses his healing powers. I got that from the trailers.
Reference to comics, I mean, it's not exactly a take on Old Man Logan, because Old Man Logan is really post-apocalyptic. This isn't that much.
This is year like 2027 and
2029.
close.
As he gets older, his healing factor is diminished. So it still heals, but it takes a lot longer. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
Travis. So Wes Anderson's last movie, he directed, wrote, and produced. Do you know the name of it?
The Budapest Hotel or something like that.
Correct. The
Grand Budapest.
The Grand Budapest
Yeah.
Hotel. Budapest is the capital of which country?
Hungary.
Correct.
I wouldn't have known that.
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, nice. It's
Yeah.
funny how sometimes you come to things that you know not for a reason you should know them.
And you know, it's funny. Do you say Budapest or Buddha, like the Budapest, like these crazy stupid
Like
people?
Porsche?
Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah. Porsche. Budapest. Like, where's the H, man? There's no H
Yeah,
in
and I'm even doing that
Hey,
shit.
real quick.
Oh, you were-
there.
Pronounce this word.
he listened to it, didn't
No, it just went up.
he? Oh. Say right a sentence. So it's not.
Am I going to be
whatever.
labeled as a hateful person by saying this word?
No, I don't need to say it in a sentence. It's just, how do you say that word?
That just helps.
Footage.
Thank you.
If I say footage, does it sound weird?
Yes, because it sounds like it would have a PH.
Thank you. I even asked you. I said, do you think it starts with a P?
Would you stop somebody mid sentence and say what?
No, we didn't stop him. You'll hear this
I was
podcast.
like, they got it's raw footage. And
we got on his case because
Yeah.
here's the thing. I edited this last podcast, and by the time people listen to this one, or we actually have people listening now.
11, I heard.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's been 22 hours of podcast listened to on Stitcher this month. And since you don't listen to Stitcher and Goblin Hand doesn't listen on Stitcher, that's more people. There's been 12 people that have downloaded, independent people that have downloaded episodes off of Stitcher. So, no, but he says footage.
footage.
Footage. You said footage. Sorry. He says footage, and I think, you know how when you're trying to say 2 words, sometimes you mispronounce a word? I do it all the time. And I'm like, okay, maybe he just... And then he said this again, and I looked at Brian, and I'm like... And then he said it a 3rd time, and that's when we got on. You were like, are you saying footage or footage? And we all... You're like, footage. Like, you were so...
It It doesn't ring off to me.
So,
It's funny.
what other words in the English language start with F-O and go fo?
Oh, there's probably some. I read a whole article. I was like, English language sucks balls, and nothing sounds like it's supposed to. In any
Like
way,
tear and tear.
walk, W-A-L-K, walk. It's nothing sounds like it. So
It's just
spelling never gets me like that.
You've heard that word before. The only time I get words like that is like when I'm reading a book and it's somebody's name, and you pronounce it however you want to pronounce it in your brain while you're reading it, like Raistlin from Dragonlance or Daenerys or whatever. When you're reading a
When
book,
the word's said fast, there's not emphasis on the vowel. I don't think so.
but I've never heard it pronounced footage before.
I think it's just when it's said fast enough, I don't even notice the difference.
Do you hear people speed talking every time? All right.
That's some great footage.
I was just curious how you would pronounce it.
So, back to the questions, Robert.
Now you really want to make me look stupid because I made funnier
No, well, this one was
pronunciation.
kind of hard anyway. But Laura Kinney is Wolverine's daughter. She's known by what code or alias?
X-23.
Correct.
Her name is... Her last name's Fernandez. In real life.
That wasn't the question.
Okay. Daphne Kern? Daphne Arn Fernandez? I don't remember. Anyways, what's your next?
What is the Roman numeral for 87?
I only know... Is there a different Roman numeral for 20, or is it just XX would be...
It would be XX.
So it would be XXXXX... No? Is it 50? Is there 50? I don't know
There
what
is
the
a
Roman
50,
numeral for
yes.
50 is, so...
Okay.
Well, I should know because it was just the fucking Super Bowl. Is that where you're going with this? Is it IX?
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are IX, but that's, not.
Would you know? What?
L,
Thank you.
X, 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 V2, V11.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I would have known the L, I would have gotten the rest of it because well, when I worked at KB Toys, there was a when you work at a retailer, there's music and it's over and over and over and again, and it was counting to 20 in it was I V I X X. Well, I don't remember exactly what, but it was counting to 20 in Roman numerals, and it was fast, and I had to listen to it 20 times a day. So at the time, I knew
How to count to 20 in Roman
how to
numerals.
count 20 in Roman numerals, and if I would have known L, I would have been able to get it. But I couldn't remember what L.
There was a song that did that?
Yeah, he would count to
my
it would
God.
count to 20 in different things.
I would have killed myself.
Yeah, there used to be this bouncing with Bubba. It was this redneck.
Bubba Sparks?
No, it was this red. We had DMX dolls, and when you hit it, it went na-na.
Rider.
But there was this Bubba doll, and we had a whole end cap of them. And if you touched it, it would talk, and if you talked to it, it would talk back. If you hit if you walked by and hit the shelf, the whole thing would go off, and they would talk to each other. So it would talk for like 15 minutes. So every once in a while, I would walk by and be like, and it would be like, "Ha!" and they would just talk to each other.
It's like Sausage Party with actual
I've never seen
dolphin.
it.
What?
It's on Netflix now.
I
should
know.
probably
It
watch
is fantastic.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
Those poor animators.
So
Yeah, they got fucking screwed.
Yeah. They got paid shit. Had to work overtime. You heard that whole thing, right?
good. No.
Like all the companies, they outsourced CG effects and everything. And the company that did it super low bid the job, so they basically were the asshole company that would make people work overtime without paying them and all sorts of shit.
No, I mean, can you blame Evan and Rogan for the creators? I mean,
No,
they
I don't
just-
think that personally. It's the studio that probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes down
the
to
owner of that specific
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, who am I on? Travis?
Sure.
President Whitmore's "We Shall Not Go Quietly into the Night" speech took place on
That's
what
why
date?
you knew the name. That's funny.
Took place on what day? I believe it was on the 4th of July because this is our Independence Day.
Yeah. Would you have done that, Robert? You look a little
Absolutely.
confused.
No, I was looking at it because it's kind of
My
obvious.
only thing was, I'm like, was it early dusk, more like dawn when he said that? Because I remember it being dark. I'm like, well, if it's dark, it could be the 3rd, and that's what the trick question.
You just completely played off like Yeah, I knew Thomas Whitmore off the top of my head.
It was
You wouldn't
part of
fucking
a
do
question
that.
that I had coming up.
You think alike?
That's funny that we both had time travel questions
Yeah.
and Independence Day questions.
Uh,
This is terrible.
in Abe Lincoln's 7 years ago speech, well, not in it. How many years is the score for?
I knew this at one point.
How
but
many
I
years
don't
is
know
he
what
talking about? Let's just say that. 7 years ago. How long ago was that?
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember anymore. I like I said, I knew this at one point, but I don't remember. It's an odd number though, isn't it? Not like odd and even, but it's like it's not like 10 years.
Oh, okay. So
I'm trying to talk you out of it.
7 years ago.
Yeah, he was giving a speech basically talking about the United States becoming its own.
Right. So the revolution,
so-
and this was is a score 25 years?
If I told you, it might give away.
Yeah, it would give away the. I don't know.
I'm gonna go 25 years.
So for 7 years ago, 107.
Yeah.
Would be-
Yeah.
It is not. It scores 20.
Oh, okay.
So 87.
Gotcha.
And then
Because
from
it's going back to like 1776 kind of a thing, based
yeah.
on when he was given
Yeah.
the Gettysburg Address.
So bonus. How long is a fortnight?
4.
Isn't it 2 weeks?
Correct.
I don't know.
I don't know why I know that either.
It's just a random fact I know.
Yeah.
Always.
You know what? I should know that because wasn't Rafi on fucking The League talking about? Oh, never mind. It was a different show. We're talking about not showering for a fortnight.
And somebody asked him how long is that or something.
Yeah, it was 2, and they said 2 weeks. It might have been Friends. I should probably know that. I've watched the series fucking 10 times.
You should know that one then. Robert, can you name, last question, 7 of the 9 members of the Fellowship?
7 of the 9.
Of course.
Yes. Fellowship of the Ring, not other
This is
Fellowship.
like your favorite movie right here.
Harry Potter.
If
Your
you
favorite
get-
Lord of the Rings movie.
If you get named 7 of the Fellowship, you need to go home.
Sam, Frodo, Merry, Pippin, Gandalf, Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, Boromir,
That's it.
and... Oh, it's 9. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How many did you say? 7?
Yeah.
7 of the 9.
Okay, now...
Can you name 5 of the 7 countries in Trump's travel ban?
it's not Iran. Afghanistan?
Uh,
They just took Iraq off. Are you talking the new one or the other one?
the old one. And I don't know if I should say, or you should just say them all.
Can I just check them off? I mean, if I get one wrong, I'll stop.
Where's my pen? Okay.
Afghanistan?
Alright. No.
It's really not. Then I lost. I know Iraq was on it, but Iraq's not on the new one.
It was on it.
So it's not on the new one. Syria.
Yes. Let's see if we get all 7 jointly then.
Iran?
Correct.
I know Saudi Arabia's not on there.
Yemen?
Correct.
Where are we at? 4?
Yeah.
The real question would be, never mind. I've seen the fucking map so many times too, because I've read so much shit about it, but I can't remember what all 7 countries were.
Libya?
Correct. So right now you have Iran, Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Libya.
I'm trying to think of I'm just looking at that. I'm looking
That
at where
area?
Israel is, and then I'm going everywhere east of there, minus Libya. Libya's North Africa.
The last
James is
two-
going to Greece for 2 weeks for his honeymoon.
He got married?
He gets married in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's gonna love it.
Yeah.
They're spending a week on the coast, and then they're spending a week inland. They're hiking Mount Olympus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The last 2 start with S's.
Oh god. Okay. So it's not Syria. I'm trying to.
I got a question for you guys after this.
One's known for the pirates.
They're pirates.
Yeah.
Somalia?
Correct.
Okay. I'm like a Penzance, like just because that's a random opera thing. I think. I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get to the last
I don't
one.
know.
What was the last one?
Sudan.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
yeah.
Sudan, but I don't want to sound stupid because I'm afraid of sounding more stupid.
It's the fear of being wrong that makes you
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
So what that hold you back?
Scared money don't make no money.
Scared money don't make no money.
It's a good poker phrase.
I'm gonna find this now because we still got a little bit of time to go. You guys have heard of, and this just came up on my Twitter because I made a comment about it yesterday. When you hear like a different actor was wanted for a specific role and they didn't do it, and you can't imagine that original actor.
Yeah, Back
Playing
to
it.
the Future.
Yeah. What do you guys think? That's that guy looking at the person that was Jewish that he found out was
Oh my god!
right.
That looks like your kind of face.
That's your asshole face. I should post that on the blog. Our blog.
The blog. You have a blog now?
No, I was talking about where we actually host our fucking podcasts. We actually have an RSS feed and all that shit. Trying to how do you guys feel about Tom Selleck playing Indiana Jones instead of Harrison Ford?
Because he was up for it but declined it, right?
He had a conflict of schedule. He couldn't do it because he was filming Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
Is it blasphemy to me to say it was probably still been a good movie?
I said the exact same thing to Katrina yesterday, and I posted it on Twitter. I think that Tom Selleck. I was watching Friends. I think Tom Selleck would have actually played a decent.
Yeah. It would have been the same movie, but with Tom Selleck. I mean, that's not a horrible thing.
Yeah.
See, it's hard for me to picture Tom Selleck as an action star. And while it must be hard for people to picture Harrison Ford as an action star now, but back then with when you had him in Star Wars, and then you had him in Indiana Jones, and even in like Air Force One,
He hasn't seen it.
Okay, but he was still like he was still a man of action. Where I never like. There was Tom Selleck was in a Western, like Silverado or something like that, with like, and it's just hard for me. Tom Selleck has never been a man of action to me. He's always been just this guy with an epic mustache, really. So I mean, it probably still would have been a good movie. It's hard for me to disassociate Harrison Ford with it.
I'm trying to find the list. If like Will Smith wanted to play Neo instead of Keanu Reeves, but
Will Smith is a great actor,
I actually would have.
and Keanu's typically not.
He's good as John Wick.
Yeah, but for every good movie, there was like two bad ones. What'd you say? It was Dracula. It's terrible.
There was I don't know if it was on a podcast or something. I was hearing them talk about Keanu, and he has had a crazy life. Like death and destruction have like met him almost at every turn.
I've heard that,
and
too.
yet he still is like this cool guy that likes to get on a motorcycle and play bass guitar.
And he donated a huge chunk of his Matrix earnings.
Yeah.
So they could pay the CG people.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one. It just says actors who almost played characters in X-Men. Would you be interested in hearing? I was trying to find that article about because Will Smith was supposed to play Django as well, and I think he would have been perfectly fine as Django.
Yeah.
Yes, he can't save you.
I actually think he might have been better as Django than Jamie Foxx. I'm a huge Jamie Foxx fan,
He-
especially after Electro. That was just horrible.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt turned down the role of Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt was up
Helen
for
Hunt.
Wow.
I think
that? I'm not a Helen Hunt fan.
I
at
like
all.
Famke Janssen.
Yeah.
I
Me
think
too.
she's
So, good choice,
Yeah.
Helen.
yeah.
And Mel
Jada
Gibson.
Pinkett Smith as Storm. I would have preferred that, to be honest with you. I'm not a Halle Berry fan.
Like Mariah Carey was up for that too.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
That's strange.
Yeah.
For Storm?
Yes, there was a number of like prominent African American based people going for that role.
Did
Which
you
was odd.
dislike Halle Berry from the first movie or from something else?
I'm not a big Halle Berry fan,
At
so
all?
not really.
I like her. And the first movie, she had like 4 lines, so like I don't figure it couldn't bother anybody.
Do you know what happens to a toad when they get struck by lightning?
You know, that's...
I know.
I explained it. You know that when she says that quote in X-Men 1? It's the dumbest quote in the movie.
Yeah.
But it made sense in a previous cut where the toad guy, like, he kept making a joke. Like, you know what happens something when a toad does something? And like 2 or 3 times in the movie he would say that and he would do something that a normal human couldn't. Blah, blah, blah. And then when Storm hits him with lightning, she's like, you know what happens to a toad when it gets hit by lightning?
Makes sense.
Same thing as everything else,
Yeah.
motherfucker. But because the previous parts were cut, her line just ends up being stupid and cheesy.
See, I liked the Storm from X-Men Apocalypse a lot better.
I
than
thought she was
Halle
cool.
Berry. I just thought that fit the model of the comic a little better. Because I remember, on the X-Men in the series, the animated series, like when they go back in time, I just remember having that like white mohawk and stuff like that, and going back to her history in Africa and stuff like that.
I just don't like that. Sometimes things will, a lot of people didn't cheer for Casey Affleck for winning the Oscar because he has multiple
Sexual harassment
allegations against him. I mean, do what you want.
No,
Halle,
don't do that.
No, not like that. You
Don't
can clap or not clap. I mean, but
Don't promote
Halle Berry
sexual-
actually hit somebody in her car and drove off and was convicted of a hit and run. She just, to me, seems like that just kind of turned me off. It's kind of a...
But you're the one who was a proponent for Mel Gibson to be able to come back and not face ridicule. For
Yeah, because
his
he's sincerely apologetic. She doesn't seem apologetic.
Have you poured through all her tweets?
I just looked.
I'm sure at some point in time she's had to make amends.
Yeah, because she was fucking obligated to by a court of law.
And Mel Gibson wanted work. What do I say?
No, he looked for that. I mean, you could say what you want. No, it's not a white versus black thing or a man versus female thing. I felt that he genuinely tried to understand that faith better and was sincerely apologetic. People have done stupid shit when they're drunk. If he would have hit somebody and killed somebody and driven off, I would have said the same thing about him.
Didn't he abuse his wife? That's the one he left the voicemails for? Just get on your knees and blow me.
He didn't abuse, like physically abuse
I thought
her.
she claimed that.
She claimed it, but she was like, she was just... He was sick of her, obviously, and, he might have been verbally abusive.
I think he was, for a certain point, he was like sick in the head.
Yes, I agree. But it seems like he's genuinely trying to get better, like the Ray Rice thing. There's guys in the NFL that hit women, and it's fucking awful. Ray Rice...
Like Greg Hardy.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
Ray Rice seems genuinely apologetic and is trying to better himself from it. People make mistakes, and now you're going to go back and tell me that I should forget Halle Berry. I just don't like her, okay?
Like, if I found some old article saying Halle Berry really made amends, here's her donating to...
Then I would take it back.
Okay.
But I can't go back and like the roles that she already had for the things that I didn't.
The difference is in what people can see and what people hear. So, like, Ray Rice, people saw him
It was on film, and it was bad.
And then, or his fiance at the time.
Yeah.
And then nobody saw Greg Hardy do anything.
And the girl disappeared, didn't
Right,
she? She
yeah.
didn't show
Like,
up.
she was a witness and her own, but she just disappeared, and then they settled out of court or something along those lines. So you knew that Greg Hardy was a bad guy, but you never saw it. So, like, with Mel Gibson, there was all this tape and recordings, and, it was out there. Halle Berry was like a blip on TMZ, and, people forget what's not in front of them, just like this whole Rob Kardashian and Black China stuff on TMZ. Like, can we get some other news?
I don't know what that is.
They're splitting.
Okay.
Oh my
Who could have
god.
saw that coming?
I just feel like if you're genuinely trying to make up for a mistake, as long as you didn't kill somebody or rape somebody or do something that's unforgivable.
One of the
The Cruciatus curse.
Yeah, like the Cruciatus curse.
Neville Longbottom was about to cry when that professor did that.
Yeah, he was. Johnny Depp is Wolverine.
No,
I can't imagine
Says
him
he
as,
turned it down.
as anything like
that is
Pharaoh
so
like.
horrible.
Yeah, I would not. I don't think that would have
Oh
been
my
good.
God.
It's funny enough. He's a great actor. I mean,
Yeah.
I just watched Black Mass. Have you seen Black Mass?
Yeah, great movie.
It was a good movie, but his role in it was
It was slow, but
yeah,
he was creepy
great
as hell.
in that.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver is Emma Frost.
When did they have her in X-Men First Class?
Yeah, she was January Jones.
January Jones sucked.
Yeah, but do you think Sigourney Weaver would have been better?
Yeah, I think she's a good actress. But she wasn't like what the character was supposed to be, a hot psychic.
I think it was supposed to be filmed earlier, like before.
In 1979, maybe.
Yeah, right. But Sigourney Weaver, I don't hate her in any role. Let me say that. Like,
I don't think this next one is legitimate, and this rumor's gone around a lot. But do you know who Glenn Danzig is?
do I?
You know, her mother. You want to start singing?
What?
No, he's
He's part of the Misfits.
Part of the Misfits, and then he broke out and did his own thing, and he has this big song called "Mother."
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I know that.
Yeah, okay. So
He's really short, and he's also a complete ass.
but he's like stocky,
Yeah,
muscular.
and
dude.
they said he was offered the role in the mid '90s, but that movie never happened.
What role?
Wolverine. It's like a big thing. Like he was because he's short, he's stocky.
Yeah.
It's not like when they filmed that Captain America movie in the 19 whatever, the one that looks retarded. If you're
Which one?
like they filmed a bunch of like Marvel movies back in the day with
Oh, like
made for TV movies.
like Nick Fury. And
Yeah,
those,
who's that again? It was what's his name? Knight Rider, right?
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
This next one, I'm okay with. Rachel Lee Cook for Rogue. I like Rachel Lee Cook more than I like Anna Paquin.
Yeah. At the time, I hated Anna Paquin because all I knew of her was that stupid Fly Away Home movie, and then she did True Blood, and you saw her naked, and then you start to like her again.
She was offered the role but turned it down because she didn't like how much CG was involved. She went on to instead star in Josie and the Pussycats,
Smart.
which I saw in theaters.
Twice.
I think it was twice.
We have long tails and ears for hats, in case you were wondering. 'Cause
Alan
Josie
Cummings was in that,
Yes,
wasn't
he
he?
was.
And so was
X-Men 2.
no, he was in both of them. He was in Josie and the Pussycats.
That's how you
He was
link
like the
them.
manager or something.
Yeah, and so was that girl that Katrina likes a lot that I can't think of, Parker Posey.
Yeah. She's an interesting actress. You don't
Yeah.
see her a lot,
No.
but every once in a while she pops
She's
up.
kind of scene stealing too.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No.
She's
You know if you
very
saw her.
dramatic in a and not a like Oscar winning way.
Kate Winslet is Rogue.
So
I don't know if
somebody
that would work
the reporters asked Hugh Jackman how did he prepare for his Wolverine role, and he's like, well, I just kind of watched some videotapes of wolves.
Yeah, he didn't.
And he didn't know what a Wolverine was. He
Yeah.
was astonished to know
I
that
saw
that was an
that.
actual different species. And I was just like, oh my god. Okay, well, I mean, whatever. It doesn't make me hate you. But she was in like Blade 2.
Do I know her from like Best in Show?
I don't know.
I don't
And some other shit.
She's probably in some Netflix shows now.
know. Natalie Portman is Jubilee. What?
No.
Portman was approached to play
She was a
character
Jew?
Jubilee, but when she turned it down, the part was cut from the original movie altogether.
Good. That was a horrible character.
Neil Patrick Harris is Nightcrawler.
Eh.
That would have been okay.
That would have been okay, but Alan Cummings is really good as.
Yeah.
I love Neil Patrick Harris though. He can do no wrong in my opinions at this point.
He didn't even need to have superpowers. Just ride in on that unicorn
Yeah.
from Harold and Kumar.
Ethan Embry as a Nightcrawler.
Who?
Ethan Embry. You don't know who Ethan
No.
Embry is? You don't know who Ethan Embry
Not by
is?
name.
What else was he in?
He was a guy that was back in like the '90s. He was in a lot of movies.
Like Jonathan Taylor Thomas days.
I'll show you a picture of him. And you'll
I know who that is.
Yeah. JT.
I got that reference. Ethan Embry, IMDb, Embry. Ethan Embry was in Walking Dead recently. Not recently, but he was.
Oh yes, Empire Records.
Yeah, Empire Records. That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
Um,
Always played the same character. Idle Hands.
yeah, he plays. He looks like this now,
Oh yeah, I know.
but
Harold and Kumar.
was he in Harold and Kumar?
He was the boss.
Huh. I don't think he gets much work. I mean,
Vegas
as somebody that's
Vacation.
been in two movies myself, I am a good judge of talent. You're not going to make any comments about this?
I'm trying to think of one. You weren't really acting.
You were in a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this like a thing that you guys do?
No, I was in the
Lawrence-
Comic-Con movie.
Robert's in two different
You didn't know this?
documentaries.
Comic-Con movie?
Robert's in two different
Documentaries?
documentaries.
Wow.
There's a Walking Dead documentary.
He's got words.
and
Really?
He speaks.
yeah, and both of them. You ever do
It's
this?
the funniest shit.
Did you lift up your arms like this was drawn by Robert Kirkman?
Well, it was Charlie Adler, but yes, both
Okay.
times.
Okay.
Both times. Are you gonna look for it? Don't you have a loop?
I did. When you
It's like
quit,
a boomerang.
when you quit the Home Depot the first time, I made a video of
He
it.
made a video, and it's like a looping thing.
It was the
of
dumbest
mine.
thing I made in like 2 hours.
It took you 2 hours to make that?
Yeah, to cut on like Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, really? It's difficult to cut things.
On Windows Movie Maker.
So I have been falling down this rabbit hole of Netflix lately,
Okay.
and Netflix is I've had it and I peruse it every now and again, especially.
You
for
don't
the
realize
Marvel
how much
stuff.
stuff's actually on there.
Oh my god! And then like I saw one movie, and that led me down this like epic rabbit hole. Drinking Buddies. Have you ever seen that movie on Netflix?
No.
It has one of the guys from New Girl, and then it has Olivia Wilde. That's the reason I watched it.
Okay.
And she gets naked in it at some point. And it's like they work in a brewery, and he's like the head brewer, and she is like the publicists for the brewery, and they're like super best friends, and you're like, why are they together? But they're dating people that are kind of completely wrong for them. And
Oh God.
okay, I gotta watch this thing real quick.
You can hold it, I guess. Unless Robert wants to watch.
No, it's all right.
8 Seconds of Robert, edited by Corey Urkel, over and over.
Do you really put your own name?
From Image Comics.
That's Parker, dressed as Yoda. It goes over and over and over and over again.
That's tight tat. I'm a baby. I'm still a baby. I'm gangster.
God, Corey.
That's a visual. Just a sweet tattoo. Hellboy style. Robert Dad. Walking Dead is black and white comic. Too bad the zombie problem isn't so black.
Oh my God! Post the link for this now so other people can watch it.
Oh my God!
I don't think anybody thought it was funny except you, Travis. When I was making it, I remember just laughing hysterically. Like, I just copied the video over and over and then added a different effect every time. It was like stupid commentaries.
Now you got to make another one for the documentary because I have more speaking parts in that than
Yeah, I don't know how to look at the other one.
It's a Decade of Dead, a Walking Dead documentary.
Did you show your tattoo in that one?
Yep.
I can't remember.
They were asking for people. Of course I'm going to do
of
it.
course.
He wore makeup for this.
Yeah.
He got the full
first one,
powder
yeah.
treatment.
Nice.
It was the thing was made by Morgan Spurlock.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it had legitimate people making it. There was a lot of people in it. It's a decent documentary.
Yeah, I think the guy right before you was the nerdy guy from, or the ugly guy from The League. Bald guy?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah.
Yeah, he said something
good
right
show.
before you went on, and then you got 8 whole seconds to yourself.
I want to add something before we close this. None of us are for hitting women
No.
or anti-gay or anti-woman or saying that the things that Mel Gibson did were acceptable. Just people do try and change. Because I'm going to listen back to this and I'm going to be like, God, really? I sound like an asshole. But
We do not believe that any homo becomes erectus.
Unless prompted to orally.
They are extinct. The homos are extinct.
the Homo neanderthalis is
So, parent, because we started this by me becoming a parent, essentially.
Uh-huh.
So, the weirdest thing.
She's already pregnant again?
No, thank
Congrats.
the Lord. No, we just got post baby special breastfeeding birth control. So
Okay.
Daddy's about to get back in there and
Okay.
start working again. But I am a boy. I've only ever dealt with male parts. I had brothers. And I have this little girl that is helpless that I had to change her diapers.
Yeah, I never had to do that. I have 2 boys.
And I know the basic for a girl. You wipe front to back so you don't mix the poop with the
But
vagina.
as changing a
Changing
They're laying on their back.
shitty, just fucking gross diaper that this infant did, and the poop is in her vagina.
well, I mean, a diaper is holding shit
Yeah,
there. I mean,
yeah.
It's
So
kind of unavoidable.
you-
Corey
I-
is not.
I was so disturbed. My wife's like, just gotta fish out. I'm like, what?
Let's preface this. Your wife's a nurse.
Yeah, my wife's a nurse, and she's a woman, and I'm sure she knows how to handle poop in the vagina.
You've never had a fish out of vagina before?
I've never had to fish out a vagina before, and especially my daughter's vagina. And it would just
Here's
now,
the episode title.
Yeah, my daughter's vagina.
Fishing in vagina.
and it's such a trip because I'm and so the thing that gets me is not the poop, Robert. What is the thing that gets me?
Boogers.
Boogers?
Yes, and she's been having some boogers lately, and Brittany got that damn nose, Frida. You know what that?
You suck
you
it out?
suck.
Yeah.
It's like siphoning gas from a gas tank.
He kind of has a kid.
Oh,
And have you vomited yet?
I can't watch. I can't be
But do
around.
you have a problem changing diapers at this point?
No, diapers not a problem.
But with
I
snot, you can't?
refuse to suck a booger out of my
I never
kid's
did that
nose.
either.
And my wife's like, "What happens when I'm at work?" I'm like, "I guess you'll have to suffer till you get home." Like, I don't know.
So yeah, how's that going to work when she goes? Have you had her by yourself yet?
No.
No,
No.
but you're comfortable with the situation.
So far, so good. Like, we've transitioned. We started the bottle feeding process. And
Are you gonna get a fake boob?
No, not gonna get a fake boob. But it's just been interesting because pace feeding her and tipping the bottle a certain way and holding her a certain way. And like the first couple times she choked. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Like, you're just gonna have to feed her solely. And she's like,
legitimately stopped breathing at the hospital, which was
wow,
yeah,
nuts.
Should never have fed him.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
Was it after midnight?
Yeah.
But you're not going to get fake breasts? You should feel fit better.
Maybe one day.
She doesn't listen to the podcast.
This is just
She
a
does.
saying.
Who? My wife?
No, I was saying somebody that got fake
Fake
boobs
boobs?
to make their shirts fit better.
Really?
Wait, go back a second. Your wife listens to the podcast?
Well, because she has nothing else to do during the day, and with where my office is situated in the house, she and I have it on loud, and so I'll just listen to it while I'm doing my work. She hears it. She's like, ha, ha, in the background, and I'm like, oh, okay.
You don't turn around and tell her, shut up!
And then,
I'm
and then
listening."
she's like, is that what you guys really talk about when you guys go over there? I'm like, yeah, that's what we talk
Yeah,
about.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, minus the games, we're not always, although I'm assuming you're not staying down here very long, right?
After this.
Yeah, we're going to do another podcast later tonight.
Yeah.
Double up.
This one's really about beating women.
Nice.
I don't beat women.
Yeah,
Nobody beats
games.
women.
Board games.
Oh,
What
yeah,
are you
Corey
talking
and I
about?
smashed everybody.
Why does your mind go
okay.
there, Robert?
So I've been loving the game podcast lately, and so I was like, God, you just need a whole podcast of how you have GSN, you just need a game show podcast and be like, welcome to Game Show Radio, everybody,
Okay,
come on
whoever
down.
It's going to be the voice.
Yeah, you got the voice.
So it's like Game Show Radio, where you can't see the action because it's over the radio, like
Yeah.
the puns and all that fun.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that'd be so awesome.
It would be good.
And all you do is like listen to people play Monopoly and bitch,
That would be funny.
or you actually have you have like setup talks and post talks, and then just like break into the action, kind of like here we go, back to the action, second round, blah, 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 and boom, here you go.
And he rolled snake eyes. Back down the ladder for you, or the chute for you.
I am going to do a variation on the franchises versus franchises and actually have two. Actually, maybe we should have two guests on and you and I be the judge and jury. Or I'm going to give people time to prepare, and they're going to, like I was saying, like two people get villains and they have to argue, like, what was the guy that killed all the Jewish people in Inglourious Bastards?
Hans
Hans,
Landa.
him
Colonel
versus
Hans Landa?
somebody else, and the person you're arguing against, and you know what they've done, and you have to argue why
Something.
something,
Okay.
but have
Either
time
better
to
or worse.
have time to prepare instead of just going
Off
me
the cuff.
drinking a bottle of Fireball and fucking going.
This should be every time you lose, take a shot at Fireball.
I drank a whole bottle of Fireball that night.
I can't believe you were like drinking all this hard liquor now.
It's in the house. I mean, actually, the Fireball. Corey and I went to the Long Beach Comic Con last September, and we were selling. I brought a bottle of Fireball, and he brought Dr. Pepper. So I was like, why
Cinnamon
not?
schnapps and
Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper.
It was
Let's do it.
really good. So I'm like, okay. So
It's the only way we could sling stuff.
So when you say you drink whiskey, is that the whiskey
it's
you
whatever.
drink?
There's
Oh,
I've
okay.
had a couple different kinds, but
Okay.
Fireball's in the house. It's
Okay.
just because it mixes with Dr. Pepper. But lately, I have been expanding my it's because
You had a car bomb recently.
we had car bombs recently. When was the last time you had a car bomb?
Long time ago.
We got Bloody Mary mix, a Verde Mary mix, Verde mix, whatever it is. Some mojito stuff and something else that this outside vendor was at Costco. So Katrina, who doesn't drink tequila, bought a big bottle of tequila, and now we have tequila in the house. Now we have all kinds of stuff in the house. So yeah, as soon as I'm gonna go get dinner after this, we should probably cut here soon, and then I'm gonna start drinking.
We're gonna cut so he can start drinking. Let's just make that very clear.
But you guys have anything else? Closing statements?
No, I'm good.
Daughter fishing vaginas, and
I will avoid that topic.
Yeah.
Let's,
but you're gonna have a niece here soon.
Is this Yar and Jamie?
yeah.
Okay.
He has a nephew.
I will do no diapers.
Not even on your nephew right now.
If I don't have to, unless I take him somewhere.
You're like fourth in line. He has two parents there plus a grandpa.
That's
you're
exactly
you're
what
fourth
it
in
is.
line, his uncle.
Yeah. But I get all the fun stuff.
I never have to change a diaper again. At least maybe grandkids, but I mean, I got a long time for grandkids. Parker's 7.
Probably another 5 to 8 years.
5 years.
Are you kind of excited for the idea of your kids changing your diapers?
No.
No?
No.
I'm gonna make it that long, dude.
I'm not making it that long. With all my ailments, I wouldn't last a battle. But you can, never mind. You can't say that next time. Patriot? No?
You
It's
can't
like, sign up. And he's like, me, I wouldn't last through the first battle, but you can have my...
have my son here.
No.
No?
It was a slave.
Oh, that what he said?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He signs him over to him.
That's the black
And
guy
Mel
who's the
Gibson's
main
like,
guy.
make your mark. And he's like, what are you saying? I just signed him over to you. And
Yeah.
he's like,
I'd prefer it if you made
I
it.
prefer to he made his mark. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll just stop there. My kids, I kicked out of the house with the wife, and they're all waiting to get back in the house.
They're
So-
actually outside, just sitting by the door
They're outside sitting in the car.
in the rain.
with the windows up.
We
no
live in
AC.
San Diego. It was like 85 degrees today.
It was hot.
Yeah.
It was a little hot.
If I can ever get Corey to go up to your house,
You're more than welcome to come up anytime. That's
yeah.
always easier for me, but it's also an hour for you. So.
Yeah.
And you have kids. And
But, no. But we need to. So that's this week's episode of 95 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
But
and Travis Angela.
later.